59 hours. What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. We got Hella here, aka HellahGood. You're on the HellahGood channel. Runner, streaker since May 15, 2017. Ran from LA to New York City and recently ran my first trail race, the 100 miles at Leadville. But we are here to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra. Just to show y'all, I run with 4 watches. I've been doing this for a very long time. It's for one of these reasons, because I can compare and contrast all these watches for y'all and let you know what is best in terms of battery life, GPS, accuracy. I'm here to test it all out for you, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comment below. So today's run, what day 1960 consecutive days, we're about to start right now. It's featuring the Coros Apex Pro, the Garmin's Fenix 6 Pro, we got the Apple Series 7, and we got the Apple Ultra. Apple Ultra, baby. Let's go. This watch has been the talk of the last couple of months. It's been tested by the likes of Scott Jurek and some ultra mountaineers and ocean deep divers. I'm here to talk to you all about my lifestyle with the Apple Watch Ultra. Let's go straight into battery life. I think battery life is one of the most important things for all of us, all of Apple users. We don't want to have to charge it every night. That's the biggest thing for me. Having the Series 1, 3, 5, and now 7. So Apple said that you could have up to 12 hours of activity straight non-stop, a triathlon. You can finish that. That's really promising to hear, but at the same time I feel like we want a little longer. So I went out to test this as a normal usage, having it on my wrist, running every day with it, sleeping with it, showering with it, eating with it, training with it on my client soccer. So now I got to be able to see how long this thing lived up to. We're gonna get straight to the cut. This went up to 59 hours, y'all. September 26, y'all see it is 11:27 a.m. 11:27 a.m. The watch is fully charged. You can see here 100%. We're about to get this run in. Completed 5 miles, y'all. So after 5 miles on the Ultra, I don't know if you guys can see, it's gonna be hard to see, but we got 7:49 pace on the Series 7, 7:52 mile pace, and the Coros, we got 7:46. This one went away, but it was 7:49. 96% battery life left on the Ultra. 11:03 p.m. September 26th, and after running, training, going about my day, the battery life is 78%. I'm actually shocked there's 78% battery life right now. Like, I've had it on, haven't taken it off.
How much does your other one have?
The other one has 52%, just to put things into perspective. It's the next day, Tuesday, September 27th, almost 24-hour mark. I woke up a little disappointed, went to bed around 78%, and woke up with about 66% battery life. It has the wrist temperature reading, your body heat through your wrist, so that could drain the battery a lot overnight while you're sleeping. But there's probably a way to turn that off, or if you put on the low battery mode, it'll turn it off. But waking up, also haven't charged my Series 7 right now, so with the Series 7, 27% battery life left on that, and that has been streaming my music while I was running, and it's getting my notification like my other phone. So I'm kind of impressed with that, but the fact that the Ultra hasn't done that, I felt like there has to be a little more battery life left in it than what it has currently. We're about to get this running. Right now, I currently have, I don't know if y'all can see, 64% battery. It's gonna be an easy 3-miler, nothing crazy. We are back after a 3-miler with the Ultra. It was 8:12 pace, Series 7, 8:13 pace, Coros Apex Pro, 8:08 pace, and Garmin Fenix 6 Pro, 8:06 pace. So 59% right now on the Ultra, 10% on the Series 7. We are officially 24 hours in, y'all. After 24 hours having the Apple Watch Ultra on my wrist all day yesterday until today, I slept with it, showered with it 2 times. We have 59% battery life left. What? It's been over 36 hours, y'all. Not by a lot, but it is 11:45 p.m. September 27th, and the Ultra still has 41% battery life left, y'all. How? My Series 7 died at 1:45 p.m. It's the next day, September 28th. It's currently 10:12 a.m. So 46 plus hours in, I woke up with 29% battery life. So I've noticed that the big jump of the battery decrease is overnight. I'm about to get my run in. I have no idea the distance that I'm gonna tackle. It could be 5, 7, who knows, 10. I'm just gonna go by feel, so we're gonna see what the percentage after I'm done. We are back, 7 miles, 7:53 on the Ultra, Series 7, 7:56, Apex Pro, 7:54, Fenix 6 Pro, 7:50. The battery left on the Ultra is 20%, so we utilized 9% battery since we started. Not bad, not bad. It's currently 4:22 p.m. and the Apple Watch Ultra has hit 12% battery. 7% battery life left right now, 54 hours in, y'all. And since I saw the 10% battery life sign I started a timer about 2 minutes later, so about 55 minutes in. So, wow. It's been 2 hours and 22 minutes since the 10% warning, and I just came into the living room. I was like, this Apple Watch is annoying me because I'm so impatient. I want it to die already. So that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing, but I'm just like, die already so I can conclude this video. We still got 6% battery left. It's been stuck at that. 2 hours now and 23 minutes since 10% died. Finally, y'all, we hit the mark where the Apple Watch Ultra died. 59 hours mark. Just a little tiny bit over 59 hours, y'all. It happened. So once the battery hit the 10%, I'm warning, it's been 5 hours and 36 minutes. I started a timer on my watch. So I haven't taken it out. I'm about to take it out for the first time so you guys can see. It finally died. It's dead. So see, tapping the screen, nothing's there. But when I do press, let me see if it does the same thing. When you're trying to press a button, see, this is what it does. But what? 59 hours, y'all, the Apple Watch Ultra. Okay, now we're doing a new test. How long is it gonna take from this to 100%? Or by the time I go to bed? I'll keep you guys posted because I'm not staying up for hours. Maybe I will be up. So it took us 1 hour and 28 minutes to hit 100%, y'all. 59 hours. That's very exciting. Shout out to you, Apple. It's incredible. Obviously, we know this is not the best in the market in terms of the battery, but it's a huge jump from what it used to be. And this is without me having to do any low battery mode. I didn't have anything. The only thing I didn't do with it is listen to music while I was running. So I didn't stream music on it. Apple also claimed that later on there's going to be an update. It goes up to 60 hours of battery life. I basically did without any of that update. So I think they under-promised, over-delivered. The biggest loss I saw in the battery was when I was sleeping. I would wake up to lose 10 to 12% battery decrease. And it was disappointing because I'm thinking my body's doing the least amount of things and it's not moving, I'm not stepping, I'm not doing anything. But also I have to consider that it does detect your wrist temperature. So Apple designed this so you get the best sleep telemetries, your heart rate, your body temperature, and seeing how much you're moving. So it is working a lot overnight. So I started considering that. Maybe that's the reason that jump of loss in battery is so high overnight. So from going for a fairly nice battery life and I wake up, I'm like, oh, really? It dropped that much? I ran Leadville 100, which is a 100-mile race in Leadville, Colorado. It's 10,000 feet above sea level. Most of the race, you get up to 12,000 plus feet above sea level. So when I was there in altitude, the Apple Watch Series 7 lasted 60.49 miles to be exact. I had gained tons of elevation, I think around 9,000 feet at that point. So that battery, 10% battery sign came on around 60.49, 60 and a half, and I gave it to Bell to charge it while I continue with the other watches that I have on.
You can take this Apple Watch. The last
So if this was able to live up to 60 miles without having the better battery, the bigger battery, so you for sure would say that the Apple Ultra should last a whole 100-mile race. So I'm very confident it should be able to do that. The big thing, guys, as a runner, you know what we want? We want accurate GPS. Everybody talks about, oh, Apple is not accurate. Yo, I've been putting the Apple Watch to the test. It is very consistent. I think it's very accurate. I put it to the test with the likes of Coros, Garmin, Wahoo, friends with other running watches. But Apple has claimed that this is the most accurate sports watch out there right now because not only has the L1 GPS, which I have no idea what that means, it also has the L5. I don't know what that means, but they did their study based on the Chicago Marathon where most of the races in between skyscrapers, and they want to make sure that people have their GPS. Many people lose GPS, so according to them, the L5 will give you more accuracy to get the full GPS, even though it is possible to lose that. So that's very important to all of us because we want to make sure we get accurate data reading. According to Apple, when you go on low battery mode, it will not diminish your GPS capability. It won't give you half of the GPS. You get still 100% of the GPS. I will have to put that to the test. The thing that they told me is that it's just gonna lower your capability of making phone calls and getting notification. But every hour that's gonna come on just to check in. You get your notification every hour. You get the cell service every hour. But if there's an emergency situation, you also can bypass that by just calling and cell service will kick on. Let's go straight into workouts. Thank you, Apple. This is not new to any other running watch. There's workouts, y'all. There's repeats. I can put it in my watch. The amount of 800 repeats I want to do. You have your warm up. You have your work. You have your cool down. You can pick all those distance. Finally, because many of the time when I do track workouts or repeat, even for fun, even if it's not to get ready for a race, I have to keep hitting pause and resume, pause and resume. This will kick into the next one. And if you want to skip to the next one, you hit the action button, which will get you there. Speaking of the action button, y'all, we can finally just hit the action button that gets your run going immediately. There's no 2, 3, 2, 1. Even in the past, I was told that you can actually avoid that by when the 3, 2, 1 is going by hitting the screen, which I have never known to do until recently. But that's also another step. So you can just hit the action button. I have it set up. You hit it and it gets your run going immediately. I love that feature because it's time that was the case. I wish that same action button was used to pause the run, because now if you want to pause, you gotta hit 2 buttons, whether it's the bottom button with the action button at the same time, or the crown and the action button at the same time. You can't just keep hitting the action button because it'll just record your segments. With workouts, heart rate is very important. Apple has 6 faces. If you scroll down, you can see your zones, your heart rate zones. And the cool thing is they have it in color pattern. The green is getting like darker, it's getting to the red. So it's cool to see what zone you're at. And I would not depend on the wrist heart rate monitor reading. Not saying that they're bad, they'll give you a good idea. You can actually connect a third-party chest piece to your Apple Watch Ultra. It's not just the Ultra that can do this. Even my Series 7, I was able to do it. But you get to see your heart rate zone on your watch face while you're working out. I think that's a big improvement for Apple Ultra. So now if you have the Apple Series 6, 7, and 8, you can also still have these features because it's part of the latest software update on the Apple Watches. Currently right now I have the sports band on it because I did not like any of the bands. The Trail Loop was better. I tried that at the Apple Park, but we have the Alpine Loop and we have the Ocean one as well. So I happen to put one of my older sports band on it and it works perfectly. There's a cool thing, I thought I couldn't talk about this because Apple mentioned it to me in person. It's called the track detection. It uses the Apple map. So when you get to a track, it detects it. And you get into your lane, you pick what lane you're in. It precisely will make sure that you are getting the accurate repeats of the 400-meter loops and whatever that you have to do. This is only available in the United States. It will come out later. It's not out yet, but I think that's really awesome. I want to be a little faster, so I want to be on the track and do some repeats and making sure that it's accurate reading. That's going to come on later this year, and I have yet to test. So this is some of the things I'm just talking about, but I didn't test. I've tested the repeat to see how quick it'll switch to the other ones for sure, but I have yet to test out the track feature. The watch also has the option, which I've never seen on any other watches. Yo, I wear 4 watches. I may be wrong. Maybe there's a software update. I haven't played with my watches that far yet instead of just hitting run. This has a pacer, y'all. You can put in what distance you want to run, it'll pace you. You want to run a fast 5K, it has a pacer, and it has this big speaker, and it will probably tell you, you got to pick it up. You're going too fast. You got to keep it going. So let's say I run to you guys today and tomorrow. This watch is going to detect it. It's going to eventually tell me how I can beat that PR each time because it's learning that route. But that could be too much because you're going to want to beat your PR every time you come from here to here. I'm guessing you can probably turn that off. I didn't test that yet, but it's some feature that could be useful for you if you're trying to beat a time from the certain route that you keep doing. Running form is important for all of us because it can help you stay efficient. It can help you injury free. There's so many science behind it. The watch is able to detect now your stride length, your power that you're putting in. So it detects everything. So you can go into detail like other running watches, specific running watches, your running form. It also has, we're going to talk about the safety feature. It has a backtracking. You can backtrack where you started your run, where you want to finish, or you can drop where you want to be or where you want to come back to. This is not new in the running world because there's some, even I think in fact that there's still big improvement to be made with this because this uses a compass where you can see where you need to go or backtrack to. But with the other watches, they actually put you on a map where you're turning and it's more comfortable. Someone like me, it's easier for me to see that visually versus seeing a dot on a compass, which is obvious. You can keep going that direction. But I feel like I just feel I'm comfortable when I know I'm on this thing. I'm bending with the route, the arrows on it. The biggest thing for me that I really love about the Apple Watch is the safety feature because safety is number one for everybody. So you go out and run, you're by yourself, it has a fall detection. Being in Leadville, Colorado, training for Leadville 100, I fell down many times. There's many opportunities I could have hit my head. So there's an emergency detection where it'll know that you fell down and it will ask you, are you okay? If you don't respond with a certain time, it's going to call the responders for you, 911, to get someone to come help you. And we saw so many incredible stories, how people's lives were saved. I think that's an awesome feature to have because safety is key. And let's say also you're lost somewhere. It has the global SOS siren where you turn it on. This thing goes up to 600 feet. I got to hear in person. It is so loud and so annoying. It will make sure that someone hears you. And I think it's the global SOS sound. So the responders, if a fire station or maybe a police station nearby can hear it, they'll probably know, okay, this guy is in danger or this woman is in danger. We got to get to them. Apple Watch really is amazing, the Ultra. And I see the fact that Apple has made it a priority to be serious in the endurance world and making it rugged. It's one of those watches where you have it on, you don't have to worry about hitting your hand against something. With my Series 7, it's like, ooh, I don't want to scratch it. And it's my sophisticated, I can look classy with it. This you can look classy, but when you have it on, it looks like you're ready to go to battle. You know, a little bit of guilty pleasure that I have, this has nothing to do with anything, it's just me. You have an Apple Watch on, I could be walking around, no one has no idea what I do. You're like a sleeper, you're under the radar a little bit. But if I'm walking around with a Garmin or a Coros, someone might be like, is he a hiker or runner? He does something. You can just casually come in and someone's like, yeah, we want to go run. They might probably put you on the side, take you out of the picture. And you're like, oh, really? And then you bust out your shoes. They're like, whoa, this guy also that. It's a little guilty pleasure of mine. I just want to share that with you. With everything with pros, huge improvement from Apple. There's a little bit of not cons, but more of things that I can suggest as a runner for myself, what works for me. And also that can improve this because I do run with other watches, y'all. And speaking of that, if you want me to test any of these watches against this watch, let me know in the comments below. We can always improve, right? We can always be better. So some of the things that I didn't really enjoy as much in the very beginning, I talked about it, is the loops. The loops are very harsh and very tight. I forget when I have the sports watch on that I have a watch on. With these other loops, the chill is a little better. I got to test at the Apple Park. I feel like something is always on my wrist. I always want to almost do this. So I was able to switch it to the sports loop, which is a good thing because they all fits this 49mm face. That's number one for me. Number two, as great as the action button is, it is incredible. It's amazing. You don't have to wait. You can just be on the line, ready, boom. It gets your run started immediately, or whatever workout you have it preset for it. It's awesome. But I found myself, the more I'm playing with it, I'm accidentally hitting that action button. And I would be like, whoa, I just started a run. Stop, stop, stop. I will say, other watch, you hit the button, it takes you to run, and it opens the GPS up for you to be ready to go. I do like the fact that you can get straight to the point, but I think maybe there could be a way where you really have to hold it a little longer. It's just not a tap. Like if I tap it, it goes to it immediately. Maybe I have to hold it and then right away it goes. So it differentiates. So when you accidentally hit it, it doesn't get your workout started. I'd rather have this action button than hitting start to count 3, 2, 1, even though you can try to tap out of that as quick as you can when you hit the screen. But I did find a way around it because I play with the watch. So I set it up where immediately it takes me to the workout phase and shows my run to begin with. So it takes me to that. Instead of directly starting the run, it took me to the run workout. And then I hit my start and then it gets going. So you have to play away with it. And I know it's not a huge problem, but it can make our lives a little bit easier. You know, we always want the best, the most improvement. So that's why I felt the need to talk about having a suggestion based on your previous run. If I'm done with a huge run today, it would be nice to see the watch detecting that. And I think maybe that's possible to be software. Maybe it doesn't have to be hardware or both. I'm curious to know about this. Where it'll suggest you had a huge anaerobic run, go easy. It tells you a time and a pace that you should hold. Some of the other watches do suggestions like that. I think that could be helpful, especially someone like me that always want to go, go, go. I used to be so hard on myself, but it'll tell you, hey, you need to slow down a little bit. You need to slow down a little bit. Or there's been a watch that told me that I was having too much aerobic run. I need to pick it up. And it literally set up a workout for me so I can do some faster pace in between the run, hold it for a certain amount of time, and then reduce. So that suggestion could be great, especially someone who is starting new on a running journey and that needs a little bit of a coaching, a handheld. So the watch could do that. It already has a pacer in it. So it'd be nice to see, to have suggestions. Overall, will I upgrade from the Series 7 to the Ultra? Absolutely, y'all. Absolutely. It's been such an improvement from your regular series that we had. And you know everything that Apple is saying about this watch, it is capable of doing it. In fact, I think I even proved them wrong in the most positive way, that this battery life is much more than they're telling us that it is. And it's better to be safe just in case. But someone might be a little more active than me, but it could be pretty close. And I would say for what I do as a daily active person, running every day, coaching, walking, doing things, cleaning the house, I'm always moving, I believe that the watch did really well. If you currently have an older series like Series 7 or you're thinking about the Ultra, it depends on what you want in life. My lifestyle, I think this is gonna suit me more than the Series 7. I have my order in for mine coming in. This is a tester giving to me, and I'm happy and grateful that I was not told what to say. It was based on my personal experience, and I can talk about how I felt about this watch. So huge improvement, Apple. Thank you for listening to the endurance community to make this watch a lot better. And I know this is the only beginning for you, and I think you've proven to me already that you want to be known in the running world because you're not just a watch. Things that you may think you might not need, but when it comes to be needed in the scheme of things, you're gonna be happy that you have the Apple Ultra. For those who don't know, when I started my run streak, it was with the Apple Watch. So that's also important to me, to keep the streak going on the Apple Watch and keep it there, closing my rings. And it's really fun. I think one thing that makes it fun is the fact that you see all your ring closing. It makes you want to be active. You can compete with your friends, you can share, you can track each other. So it's beyond that. One last thing before I let y'all go. Other watches have safety features, but not like the Apple Watch, right? So one could be really good at one thing, one could be not as good, but there's like an even ground. I feel the Apple Apple is hitting. There's like a middle ground they're trying to hit, where if you need to be called, if you need to, someone needs to call you, there's an emergency. I know some people, other watches have like, you can get text and notifications. It has LTE, but this thing can act like a phone when you need it. I get tracked by this when I'm running for safety. If someone needs to call me, text, I can do it. So I think the fact that it's in that middle ground, this can be a watch that can help many of us, especially myself. I can't speak for everybody else. This is my experience with the Apple Watch Ultra, and you for sure know this is not the end. I can't wait to test out when the update comes for the 60 hours. I want to put it against other watches out there so I can let you all know, if you're on the fence, you don't know what to get. Apple Watch Ultra, y'all. It's a beautiful specimen. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye.